and Chris come along as they share our lives with you. We have many adventures. We're always on the go, doing errands, traveling, casinos, and much more. Nothing to stop us now. It's time for another show. The life of Cheryl and Chris. Hit that subscribe button today and come share our lives with us. We have many adventures. We're always on the go, doing errands, traveling, casinos, and much more. Nothing to stop us now. It's time for another show. The life of Cheryl and Chris. Hit that subscribe button today and come share our lives with us. Oh, with us.
Good morning. This is Cheryl with the Life of Cheryl and Chris. I'm in the car. I'm on my way. I'm gonna go to Waco and take my son to the grocery store. Take him shopping. He needs to get some change so he would have money to go on the bus, the van, whatever you call it, to go for his appointments next week. So I'm gonna go up to Waco and I'll pick him up and take him to the grocery store. Let him get some groceries and stuff, and then I guess I'll be just coming on back home. And it's kind of cool out here this morning. It's 44 degrees, so I got my little scarf on. I'll probably take it off when the car gets a little warm. I'm just getting in the car, trying to warm it up. And I'll be talking to you off and on while I'm going, and once I get on the road, I'll probably come back home and talk for a while. So I'll be back, and this is Cheryl.
Are y'all ready? Are y'all ready? Ooh, stop. Ooh, girl. Ain't no diary, girl. It's a dialogue. Let it out. And you can notice it comes from the 90s. Ain't no step out. More like the on the way you put it on the line. Ooh, shoot, I know you feel it, girl. Cause I know in Iowa, I'm sure they be saying, I'm sure we be jive talking. Cause you get the best of us, spark, the best of Cheryl Spark. Ooh, hyperdrive. We learn something new every day. We learn something new every day. This is just a Cheryl Talk, baby. I said, this ain't no Cheryl diary, baby. Y'all getting funky, I know you're about to start jiving. Ooh, baby, up, I got a gym. I know you might see there's a surprise in every single corner. Surprise, there's something out there constantly. It's the Cheryl Talk Show, baby. Oh, baby, let's jump, get it, man. We need a promise. Bring it back, Aria. This is the Cheryl Talk Show. Cheryl Talk. Blood on the audio.
I'm on the road. It's real nice out here, the sun. Hold on a minute, I think that's William. That was William, he had called me. He sounded like he kind of groggy. I don't know if he's still sleeping or what.
Boomhauer, you stay up late.
But he had called me yesterday. He was sounding so energetic and stuff and wanted me to come and take him so he could go to the grocery store and do a few things that he needs to do before Monday, when it's time for him to go back to his clinic. So I guess I should have done it yesterday, but I thought it was going to be raining yesterday.
They lied to you.
But it was sunny in the afternoon, so I could have gone then, but I waited too late because by the time I said, oh, I could go today, it was already 3 o'clock. And by the time I get up here and get him to do what he wanted to do and stuff, it would probably be 5 o'clock, and I didn't want to be coming back home so late. So that's why I decided to get on up this morning and go take him in so I can get back home before it get too late and, you know, have my dinner ready and do whatever I need to do. So that's what I'm doing this morning. And I was just sitting up here thinking, before William had called me, I was thinking about how it was when they were kids. Our oldest son, who's no longer with us at this time, he was 10 years old, and his name is Dale. I think on a talk that I did the other day, I said William had passed away, but it's not William, it's Dale. I'm always getting them confused. I tell William I call him Dale, and then when I'm talking about Dale, I'll say William.
Easy to do.
But William is my son that I'm going to pick up, and Dale is my son that I lost about 20 years ago. It's almost 21 years in March because it was on March 31st. It'll be 21 years that my son passed away. And like I was saying before, it's still very hard. And you get to the point where you start forgetting their voice in your ear, you know. And sometimes I forget his voice in my ear. And but I never forget his face, how he looks. He'll always be 23 to me, because, you know, that's when he passed away. He was 23. So to me, he'll always be 23. I have to watch what I'm doing. Okay. Yeah. And he passed away from meningitis. If you've heard of meningitis, you know meningitis can it acts real quick, you know. And at that time he was on the campus in college. He was working down there though, and he had come home for the weekend, and he had told us that he wasn't feeling good. He said he had such a bad headache and everything. And so when he came home that Friday, I set him up an appointment, and I took him to the we ended up taking him to the emergency room, because by the time he came it was already late. The doctors were already closed, and he said he was just feeling so terrible. His head was hurting so bad, and he had the lights were hurt him to look at the lights and stuff. And so I took him to the emergency room, and when I took him, they you know, like as always, you have to sit up there forever and a day. So we sit up there, and I took him, and they said that he had a sinus infection. So they gave him some medication, gave him some pills and stuff, and he didn't stay. He stayed there that Saturday, and then I think he went back. And he went back on Sunday, went back. And when he called me back again that Sunday or Monday, he was still saying he wasn't feeling good. He said he's gonna try to make it through the week, but he still had that headache and stuff like that. But I think William, he had come down and he was picking William up, and he took William down there for spring break or something. He took him back to, he was at Prairie View. He took him to Prairie View for spring break. And he said, I'm going to be all right, and I'll come home Friday. And I don't know, may have to go back to the doctor again or give me an appointment or something because I don't know, I just can't shake this headache. And that's what he was telling me and everything. And when he came back, I took him to the, how you can take him to the urgent care, emergency care or something like that. So I took him to urgent care, and they were supposed to run some more tests on him, and they didn't run the test right then. So they were saying that we ended up seeing the doctor, and the doctor examined him and stuff and talked to him and stuff, and he said, how are you feeling and all this stuff, and he still said that my son had a sinus infection. And that weekend I ended up having to take him to the emergency room again because I think he had come back and he had gotten the pills and he was feeling all right, he said. But then afterwards, we had gone out to eat, and we were talking for a little while. Then we came back home, and he had stayed over at my mother's house because when he would come home on the weekend, he would stay over there with my mother because she was there. I think her and my sister were staying over there, and he would stay over there with them, and and then he'll come home when he wanted to. But he was staying at my mother's, so he was over there that night. And I think it was on that Saturday night, or it may have been Sunday night. He called me, and he said he needed to go to the hospital. He wasn't feeling good. He had fallen out on the floor over to my mother's house, and my mother or my sister, one of them called me, and he told me, and I got over there. We called the ambulance, and they came and picked him up. But my son was just telling me, oh, just make sure you put my shirt on. I don't want to be going without my shirt and stuff. I said, okay, we will. And so when I got over there, he was, the ambulance was just coming, getting ready to leave. So I rode up there to the hospital with him. And then my sister drove on up there in my car. And when I got there, they was working with him. And so he had told them about that. And before I had got to the hospital, and I had gone over there, and I had looked up some information on my phone, on my computer, on my phone, and just all the little symptoms that Dale said he had, like his head was hurt, he was real sensitive to light and stuff like that. And this was after he was already in the hospital then, and they were just asking him all these kind of questions, trying to figure out what was wrong with him and stuff. And then and some of the stuff they was asking just didn't make any sense. It just makes me sick to even think about it. Just how they tried to act like, does your son use drugs, or was he doing this or was he doing that? I said, no, he doesn't use drugs or anything like that. And my son had changed his life, and he had rededicated his life to Christ. And I know before he had been smoking marijuana or something for sometime he said he was smoking marijuana, but since he had rededicated his life and stuff, he said he didn't even do that anymore. So I was telling him, no, he doesn't do anything like that. And my son had just come back from Missouri, because he had moved to Missouri because his father lived in Missouri. And he was saying that he feel like the only way he could really get to know his dad or get more close to him is to move up there and just spend some time there with him. Because he was living in Houston, and he was working at a place, I think it was O'Reilly's or something like that, some little factory or something where they were doing batteries or tires or something. And he said he couldn't stand that job, and he wanted to leave the job. So he had quit that job, and he had moved to Missouri to live with his dad and his family and get to know his brothers and sisters more. And so, because he had a sister and two brothers, and then his dad had adopted his sisters, his dad's sisters, which would be my son's aunt. He had adopted his sister's two kids, which was a boy and a girl also. And so my son had moved up there, and he had stayed up there for almost a year, and he had come back. And he came back because his best friend, he had passed away in November of that year. Before he passed away in 2003, 2004. Now let me get it right. It must have been 2002 when his friend passed away, because it was in November, and my son had come back home, and we just knew that he was going to have a hard time and stuff going to Desmond's funeral. But when he went to the funeral, I was there too. He used to have such a hard time, he couldn't deal with it. But when he went to the funeral, he got up and he talked. He talked for Desmond at the funeral. You know how they have you to come up and you can say something just remembering that person. So my son came up and he talked about Desmond. Desmond was his best friend at that time, one of his best friends. Desmond used to come over our house, spend the weekend with us and do things, and sometimes Desmond would come over there and he'd just be eating from a box of cereal, just some dry cereals, and I would tell him, I said, are you hungry? We're getting ready to eat. Oh, no, ma'am, I'm all right. I said, no, come on, sit down and eat with us. So he would sit down and eat with us. And when my son had gone off to college, a lot of times I wouldn't even know that my son was on his way coming home. And then Desmond would be calling, and he'd be saying, Miss Williams, have Dale made it home yet? I said, no, Dale didn't tell me he was coming. Oh, he coming. I talked to him yesterday. He said he coming. I just trying to see had he made it there yet. I said, no, he hadn't made it yet. So Desmond always kept me abreast of when Dale was coming and everything, so. But anyhow, getting back to what happened with my son, then we took him on that Sunday. That's when he had fallen. And come to find out, my son had a stroke, because, like I'm saying, he had meningitis, and he had fallen out. And when he got to the hospital, he was still coherent and everything, because we were at this Providence Hospital, and I think it's a Catholic hospital, and they had the Jesus on the cross and stuff, and my son was saying, that's not true. Jesus is not on the cross anymore. Jesus is off of the cross, and Jesus lives, because I know he lives. He lives in my heart, and Jesus is no longer on the cross. I said, that's true. He did come off the cross, and he does live. And we were just talking, but I remember one thing that my son would tell me when he had gone to the hospital. And he at that time, he was just eating a little bit, but he would be saying, when, that was on Sunday. We went to see him. Sunday was when they admitted him. And Monday and Tuesday, he was there. And we had gone to visit him both of those days. And the Tuesday, they had called, after me and my sister had been up there visiting him, they had called and said that my son had a incident where he had gotten worse. My son had another stroke, and this time it was a severe stroke. And they were saying they didn't think he was going to make it. They had incubated him, put him on the machine and stuff like that. So we went up there that Wednesday, and we talked to him. We got all the information, everything, and almost everybody in our little small town had come up to the hospital. And my pastor and his pastor from down where he was living had come up there. And so that night on March the 31st, 2004, we were all there at the hospital saying our goodbyes, and it was really hard. And we had been praying and praying and praying. And I just knew that he was going to be all right, but he wasn't. So we were all in the room with him. They never even took him off the machine because, you know, that's really a big thing for them to do. So what they did they just kind of unplugged the machine. And because I knew my son would not want to live like that, because he was a rapper and he was always into his music and doing his raps and stuff like that. I know he would just want to exist. It wouldn't be living, it would just been existing. So I had agreed, yeah, we could unplug him. And so we were all there when he passed away. And my youngest son, he was there, and he had said that God had come to him and told him, and when he was there, that you don't have to be afraid, William. You don't have to be worried about Dale, because Dale is with me. Dale is going to be with me. And that's what he told me after a time. He had told me that. And my son passed away, like I said, on March the 31st, 2004. Last year was 20 years. This year will be 21. And it still hurts like hell to know that he is no longer with me and with us. Because he was such a great young man. He really was. And he had such a great future. I know he would have been doing so many great things. But the Lord saw fit for him not to be with us. And it was so hard for the longest time. I couldn't even sing or do anything. I had no joy inside of me to even sing or do anything like that. And when it happened, just because we're in such a small town, I couldn't even go out to the grocery store or anything like that because, you know, I didn't want to see anybody really. I know it wasn't my fault, but it was like, I know if I saw anyone, they were going to say, oh, I'm so sorry to hear about your son, and some people, what happened, and stuff like that. And so I just couldn't deal with that because whenever someone would ask me, you know, I would just break down. I couldn't talk. I couldn't express myself, how I feel. So at that time, William was 13. He was going to be 14 in June. And Dale would have been 24 in May, but he never got to see his 24th birthday. He was 23 years old when he passed away. And he was the joy. He was a joy, just like William. Both of them are joys. And it was just really, really hard for me. And I'm at William's apartment now, so I'm going to call him and let him know that I'm out here. But I just want to share that with the Care Bear community to just let you know a little bit more about me as a person and our life. So I'll get back to you and I'll let you know. Okay, I'll be back. Okay. Well, I called William and said he's coming. I called him, let him know I was out here. He says he was washing his dishes, so he's putting away his dishes. So I told him to just come whenever he finished doing that. So, like I said, that was just a little bit I was saying about my son and some of the stuff that he was doing in his life and how, you know, it all happened. And It's just hard. It's really hard. And one thing, every time this year comes around, it's just like the Lord has sent me a sign or something to let me know that I am not alone, that I'm not the only mother that has lost her son, because I know Mary lost her son also, Jesus' mother. But I'm just talking about people around me. Sometimes I will hear something that somebody lost their child, or something happened to them, or something like that, and it lets me know that I am not the only one. And not that it makes me feel somewhat better. It just lets me know that I'm not the only one. And just like when stuff happens in our lives, we feel like, oh, woe is me. Why is all this stuff happening to me? Is this just, I'm not doing what I should do or whatever? But it's not that. Sometimes things just happen. It's not because you've done anything to make them happen, but sometimes that's just the way that's just the way it is. And I know my son, I really did love him, and we prayed that the Lord would extend his life and he would still be here with us, but it didn't turn out like that. And sometimes it's really hard to just talk about him, and I'm surprised I can talk this much about him, because sometimes the tears and the stuff that fills me up so much, I can't talk about it. But I think it's good to talk, because the more we talk, the better it gets, even though it'll never be good, because I'm sure if I make it to 90 years old, I'll still be saying, I remember my son. I pray that I will be saying that. This year, my son would have been 45 years old this year. It's hard to believe he would be 45 years old. And I'm sure he would have been married and had some kids and all, because he had met a young lady and had gone out on a date with her when William was down there for the spring break. And he said he really did like this lady. He really did like her. And she had come to his funeral also. And he was telling me one thing about her that he liked. And here's William. So I'll get back to you. I'm in Walmart. Oh, excuse me. In Walmart, I looked up and got me a cart right when I was coming in. There was some people who were coming in. They said, here's a cart you can have. And I was lucky to get it. So, William had gone all the way from where I am. He's over there somewhere. But I'll catch up with him in a little while. Okay, I made it back to the car, and I've taken William to the grocery store. We stopped by to get some gas. He pumped my gas for me. That was nice because I didn't want to stand out there in that coolness. So we went by the gas station. He pumped my gas. I took him to the grocery store. We shopped around in there, as you can see, and he bought several things. He said he probably won't have to go back anymore, at least until probably next month. He says it's probably last him for the 2 weeks or whatever. And after that, I got me a few things, and just for dinner this evening, and then I got me some little snacks that I can eat. Like, instead of trying to make breakfast in the morning, I could eat my snacks. I like to eat these little things right here. Sometime in one of these, I think this is peanut butter cheese crackers. I eat one of those and drink me some water, or drink me a little zero Gatorade or something like that in the morning times. And then lunch, I can have me a salad and do stuff like that. So I just wanted you to know I finished up the shopping in the time that I was doing with William. And I know I was talking to you before William came, but I can't even remember if I had told you everything I want to tell you. But if I didn't, I'll catch up on it when I look at the video again, and I'll catch up on it and see what I left out. But the end result, I had told you that my oldest son had passed away. It'll be 21 years next month, and he passed away March the 31st, 2004. And that's it. And now I'm gonna drive on back home, get on back home, and it's still early. It's like 2 o'clock or a little after 2, so I can get back home in time to just relax and stuff before I worry about doing dinner and all that, and just be home looking at TV, not get off the road. That's what I was trying to do, get it done and get off of the road. I won't have to keep doing it. And my son does have a car. His car is right there. This is his car right here. I'm going to show you. Oop. That's his car right there. And I told him I might get in and start driving it, because I think I have to put my car in the shop for some factory rebates I need to do on it, you know. There's always some little stuff they got to do. So he hadn't been driving it that much. And I said if I have to put my car in the shop, I'll come up here and get his and I'll drive it at home and stuff like that. Okay. So I'm going to get ready to get back on the road. And I just want you to know that this is... Hold on a minute. I'm getting ready to get back on the road, and I just want you to know this was Cheryl, and please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. A lot of people don't comment, and I wish you would comment, and please subscribe. We're trying to build up the channel, and I'm trying to talk about doing different things, and if you give me some suggestions, maybe I can bring them up with Chris and we can do it, and we can get something going, because we want to get our channel going and doing different things like that. So, like I said, this is Cheryl with the life of Cheryl and Chris. And remember, Karen is sharing, and we're sharing our lives with you. Bye-bye. I'm going to get on the road. Bye-bye.
Cameras, you gotta help me. I'm trapped in prison. I'm trapped here behind bars. Now my inmate is a crazy Harry Weenie. I've got a crazy inmate, guys. Guys, if you want to help me and get the key, just subscribe. It's only free. Like, comment, and subscribe today, Care Bears, to get me out of prison. Hurry. Hurry. My hairy inmate, she's crazy.
Even though this episode comes to a close, we have many more to explore. just hit that subscribe button. We are the life of Cheryl and Chris. We gon' share our lives with you. Don't forget to drop a like and a comment, would be very nice too. We are the life of Cheryl and Chris. We gon' share our lives with you. From short errands to casinos and even across the country too. We are the life of Cheryl and Chris, taking you places, showing you around. Come hit that like button, please hit that subscribe so we can see you around. We appreciate you, I'm glad you are part of the family. We are the life of Cheryl and Chris. You never know what we going to next. Come along and join the fun and be a part of our journey too. Oh, we are the cares and caring, we're sharing, and we're sharing our lives with you. We are the life of Cheryl and Chris. Yeah, 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 yeah. We are the life of Cheryl and Chris. Yeah, 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 yeah. We are the life of Cheryl and Chris. Hit that subscribe button today. We are the life of Cheryl and Chris. We gon' share our lives with you. From short errands to casinos and even across the country too. We are the life of Cheryl and Chris, taking you places, showing you around. Come hit that like button, please hit that subscribe so we can see you around. We appreciate you and glad you are part of the family. We are the life of Cheryl and Chris. You never know what we're gonna do next. Come along and join the fun and be a part of our journey too. We are the cares and caring, we're sharing, and we're sharing our lives with you. We are the life of Cheryl and Chris. Yeah, yeah, yeah. We are the life of Cheryl and Chris. Yeah, yeah, yeah.